Okay, we got a new one from RV Miles. Jason there. Very interesting news update about different camping news updates. Anyway, more, again, a trend is continuing, continued boondocking closures. More and more boondocking sites are closing, mainly because the main reason is because people are dumping their garbage and trashing campsites, and they're not cleaning up after themselves. And so more and more of these free areas that you can go and just disperse camp at are closing. Or some of them are actually being turned into pay sites. Again, it's a sad thing that's happening now. This year we've got more and more people, out there camping and traveling and stuff in their vehicles because the pandemic, and a lot of people are still don't want to go on airlines and do that kind of stuff. Cruising is still, ship cruising is still not a thing yet. But a lot of people are getting out there camping, and there's a pent-up demand for this kind of thing. But there's still that group of people that just will not, leave the land the same condition or better than when they got there. So again, it's getting harder and harder to boondock out west in some of these beautiful spots because people are just not picking up their trash. Come on, guys. Also, RV Miles has another interesting story here about people that are reserving and buying campsites, in various parks and stuff, and then they're selling them at inflated costs via Craigslist. So if you're, for example, so that makes it harder for everybody, right? Again, this year people are camping. They're camping, and a lot of campgrounds are full. And part of the reason that they're full is because you got all these speculators reserving sites, reserving spaces, paying for them, and then reselling them at extremely higher rates on places like Craigslist. So reports the Kansas Park Authority, whatever their name is, anyway. So yeah, that's another thing that's going on. So it's bad for everybody. It makes the campgrounds fill up faster, and then it makes you have to pay higher prices if you really want to camp there, because you got to go buy them secondhand, from somebody. Anyway, lots of. It's crazy out there, folks. In Kansas, that is against the law. You're not allowed to do that. So if Kansas park rangers find out that you are selling their campsites online and making a profit, you could get fined and maybe even go to jail. So don't do it. That's a lot of good news here, and a lot of interesting news. It's not good news. It's interesting news. RV Miles there, Jason, check his channel out. Professor Hobo there. It is Memorial Day weekend, and you can still get the Jackery deals. That's right. Congratulations to what's his name? Tom, Hobo Tech Tom. 100,000 subs. Woo-hoo-hoo! That button's coming in the mail. You'll probably get it by early 2022. But anyway, the button's coming in the mail, and you can stick it right there, the big silver plastic button, and it says, you proudly hit 100,000 subs, and he can do a whole show on that. So maybe anyway. So, yeah. And maybe, buy a nice cabinet for it with all that Jackery money he's getting. Yeah! Anyway, we still got some holiday weekend deals with a whole bunch of different companies here. So check out Tom, Hobo Tech Tom, yeah. If you do a search here on Goggle for Memorial Day camping, you're going to see it's going to be busy this weekend, okay? So if you're out there enjoying the beautiful nature, campgrounds sell out in Kalamazoo County, Memorial Day weekend. You're 18 million households out camping. And if that's a household, that's like 2 or 3 people, right? What you need to know if you're camping Memorial Day weekend. ABC 27 there in beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Who do we know there? I don't know. I don't know. The pandemic has led to a boom in outdoor activities among people looking to get away. And they're now a lot of people are doing camping for the first time. The 2021 North American Camping Report has found that the number of households who identify as campers grew by 3.9 million households last year to a total of 86.1 million. Wow. That report states that the number of first-time campers is 5 times higher than it was the previous year. So, so anyways, it's growing. A lot more people are looking at camping, and they're getting out there, and they're getting into crowded campsites that people aren't cleaning up, and they're trying to sell for extremely higher prices on various online methods anyway. So this is a nice review of the campsites there in beautiful, beautiful Pennsylvania. You do have a friend in Pennsylvania. Demonic, right? Yeah. It's true. It's true. If Fox Business reports it, it is definitely true. Campgrounds of America says that 18 million households will camp out this weekend, and I did not want I hate those auto pop-ups. Don't do that, Fox Business. Bad news. Anyway, Campgrounds of America says 18 million households will camp this weekend. Bookings are up drastically from the last year on record, which is 2019, because 2020 didn't count. 2020 is the year that didn't count. Anyway, so throughout the summer, 4 million people will try camping the first time. And folks, clean up after yourselves, okay? Really, especially if you're dispersed camping, okay? Because you're ruining it for everybody. Much of the growth sector has come from younger families and millennials. Outdoorsy, which is a Airbnb of RV rentals, reports that millennial RV bookings grew 70% in the last few years. So, wow. Anyway. Rick's RV Center in Illinois is seeing its demographic shift younger as people embrace the bright spot that RVs have to offer after a year of gloom. And again, kids, I don't think you can get the vaccine for kids under 12 now. A lot of, kids aren't vaccinated. People are wary about, taking their kids. You can't do cruises. They're still not a thing yet. And then, and that's an interesting controversy because the governor of Florida, Mr. Ron DeSantis, who is running for re-election next year and may be a presidential candidate in 2024, has passed a rule saying that that I don't know if it's gotten through yet, approved by the state, but it is pending, where you are not allowed to have a vaccine. They ban vaccine passports for people that go on ship cruises. Okay, because I don't know. It's a whole thing where they don't want to discriminate against people who haven't had the vaccine, right? But the cruising companies are saying we need to have some sort of verification that people have had their vaccines because we don't want to get those ships that are, quarantine ships. If you still have a percentage of people that haven't been vaccinated on a ship and you get the COVID thing, which is very contagious, on the ship, then we're going to have another quarantine ship, and then everyone's going to have, it's going to be a big mess on the cruise line industry. So they want to be able to verify that people have had vaccines before they can cruise. And the governor of Florida, Mr. DeSantis, says, no, you're not allowed to discriminate against customers, whether they have the vaccine or not, thereby banning the vaccine passport. I think I understood that, but anyway. So that's another interesting thing going on right now here in 2021. Again, I think the United States is up to about 60% of the population right now has had at least one shot of the COVID vaccine. And the ruling, and apparently Mr. Trudeau up there in Canada has said that he will open up the borders, or at least reduce the restrictions on tourism across the border there between the United States and Canada if and when Canada gets up to 75%, at least one shot. So we'll see. Hey, we got Nomad Ranch there out at Panda Land. Ed there, he needs your help. He wants to name the roads. There are a lot of little roads they've built out there to serve the area. There's many acres of land, the Panda Lands complex, and they want to name the roads. And I suggested Camo Dave Boulevard for at least the main one. I don't know. Which Ed responded, LOL. Well, at least I planted a seed. Some of the suggestions: Rat Pack Drive, Bruce Lane, Luna's Loop, Panda Parkway, Scout Speedway, Homies Highway. And would name them after some of their dogs, right?
Yeah. Aja Way, Nomad Raceway, Panda Party Road. So, anyway, some interesting suggestions there.
We heard that voice, the voice of Dana. And who are these people? Who are they? Why, they're the full tiny house crew.
And they're there with
Solo. What is her name? RV Rebel Girl, aka Carolyn, senior solo nomad van life. She's in Indiana, touring the RV Motorhome Hall of Fame. So that's good. But anyway, she does have lunch with Full Tiny House. All of them, Full Tiny House. There's a whole bunch of them there. And the question is, who paid? I'm sure Carolyn paid. Anyway. I was thinking, that's a good steak. What is that? That's a good steak sandwich. Those look like great steak sandwiches. But that's a whole crowd there having lunch there in what is that? Portillo's. Anyway, all right. World famous steak sands, huh? Oh yeah, that's somewhere you need to check out. The RV Motorhome Hall of Fame there in beautiful Indiana. Oh, yeah. We got Carolyn's RV Life discussing UFO sightings out there in the West. Pandemonium, Panda and John are doing more upgrades and stuff there at Panda Acres, so that's cool. And, that's about it. Yeah. Mr. Van City Van Life is getting expensive groceries and filling up with water. All right. Fate Unbound, 7 mistakes new full-timer RVers make. That's a good one. Check that one out. And yeah. All right, everybody, that ought to do it for a brief. It actually wasn't as brief as I thought it would be. A brief show for the 29th of May 2020. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. You have a wonderful rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget 2 live chats every Saturday right here on the Camo Dave channel, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which is really, really damn early on the West Coast. Sorry about that. And a 7 p.m. one, which is a little more normal time there. 7 p.m. Eastern, which we'll do our call-in show. You can call and chat with moi and Cratchy. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on the Camo Dave channel. Thanks for watching. Vlog under.